Hello everyone and welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto TA live stream with me, No FOMO Charts. Today is Friday, February 18, 2022. It's about 7:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This weekend is a holiday weekend here in the USA. Monday is President's Day here in the USA, so the stock market and banks are closed in the USA on Monday for President's Day. So that's why I'm doing this stream several days early, because people are probably just going to be off on a holiday. So today we're going to look at stocks and crypto. We're still in stock market earnings season, and there's a lot going on in the market, and there's a lot of current events that are happening, particularly the Russia-Ukraine conflict that could potentially become a war. So we want to just be aware of that, okay? So if again, just quick announcement, some people made a few cheer donations last time. And if I was not able to see your request or get your request for the charts, for whatever reason, just ask me on another stream. So I think there is Boss Hog. I missed one request maybe. And M Man, thank you so much for the 350 coins. Really appreciate it. So if you have a request just on another stream or something, just let me know. One chart request. So let's go ahead and start with the SPY, S&P 500. Thank you so much for joining and welcome. Here we go. SPY on the daily chart. What are we looking at here? We're looking at a chart from 2021 till the present on a one-day chart. Let's get our support and resistance up. There's going to be a lot of drawings here. So most notably, we see that we have volatility from the Russia-Ukraine conflict news. And we know just in general from history, war can cause a stock market crash. Global financial crisis or pandemic could cause a financial crash. We just lived through one, the COVID-19 right here. From February 2020 until March 2020, one of the shortest crashes in history, one of the fastest recoveries. But now the story of this year and what's really happening is potential, military conflict on a global scale, and that is bad. That is bearish. Also, the stock market earnings have been bad and negative as well. So you have multiple inflation, interest rates as well. Federal Reserve tapering program, just a lot of bearish events and catalysts that's going to cause the market to crash down. When I mean crash, I'm not talking about pandemic crash levels, but the market is downtrending. It's going down. The bears are in firm control. There is no doubt about it. On a day chart, you do see we were in a daily downtrend. Okay, on this left side, we were in a daily uptrend still. If you zoom out on the chart, that's why in my idea last month, these two trend lines, rising wedge pattern, which at some point is going to break bearish. Okay, once we lost the support, if you rewind, if you look at my profile, I wrote in December 2021 that there's a potential triple double top here on all the indexes, which is bad. Okay, so on the charts, there's a warning sign over here. But where are we right now? I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this because it's very important. So if we just understand that the charts, the TA is not going to tell us 100% of the story of the entire world, is that we have to use more of our senses and awareness, is that we have to watch the news closely. What's going to happen with this Russia-Ukraine conflict? In my personal opinion, the market's probably not going to recover until that's over. Just to me, it makes sense. So where are we looking at for support on the downside? The trend line support. You have a horizontal support here, trend line here and here. So it looks like about 423 could be the support. So possibly we could get a double bottom scenario right here on the support, and then maybe a bounce up. But to time it perfectly could be challenging depending on the charts and the news. But one setup could be a W and we could recover. Let's say if the Russia-Ukraine conflict ends very quickly or swiftly, boom, we could get a strong reversal to the upside, breakout, and continue to the upside, bullish pattern. But if, let's say, in a bad case scenario, the conflict and war and bad things keep happening, then you could just, in a longer term for the rest of this year, downtrend is possible, or for 3 to 6 months, the next quarter at least. So we want this level of 420 right here, where you see these sticks right here, the wicks. So about 428 is that level of support. Once we lose 418, especially if we lose 400, then you're going to see some extreme fear, uncertainty, doubt, panic, capitulation, selling. But it's not going to happen yet because there's a little bit of the support right here at 425 in this blue circle right here. So just visually, you see we're trying to hold on. We're trying to hold on. It's different. If the conflict was in North America, you would have seen just massive selling, massive selling, everybody risk off. But because it's like Europe and like it's not in America, you know, it's probably not World War III level conflict, so that's why the market is not 100% in fear mode. And the fact that U.S. government has been preparing it for weeks now. If you've been watching anything, CNBC, Bloomberg, the live President Biden speeches, he's been talking about it every single press conference. So, you know, people should be aware of it by now, what's going on. All right. So we just get our support resistance, large resistance up here at 457 area. So now you can see we kind of boxed in the price with these blue lines. We have our horizontal support resistance in the blue, and then we have our diagonal resistance and support here. So now we're pretty much covered on both sides. The target to the downside would be the X in the lower 400s. The resistance would be about 450s up here. That's all you have to do for price targets. Okay, but if we're talking about, are we at low levels in the SPY? No, not yet, because we want this oversold to go way down. If we're going to get capitulation pandemic, you want a comparison? RSI got down to 16, 18 on a daily. Okay, on a 4 hour, it got way more crushed than that. 4 hour went down to 8. So, you know, in terms of the strength of the bearish selling, it's still in relatively neutral territory. It's 37 RSI. It's not low. A little bit on the bearish side, but one thing to note is on the day we just got this baby. I call it little. It's not a baby, but a little bit of MACD negative bearish cross. So that's significant. Okay, very, very sensitive to that right there. These two lines. Volume's declining as well. Above average bearish volume, downtrending on the daily. So a lower low could be in the cards for 422 this week. All right, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's go to NASDAQ because tech stocks have been getting crushed. All right, so I'm going to delete some of this. But basically, we've been downtrending in the NASDAQ for about 2 months now. And we're in the support zone. So again, the first level of, and again, if you read the news articles, we've been death crossed on our EMAs on the 4 hour for 3 weeks now, approximately. So again, the same setup applies where we have a support level somewhere down here in the 336 range. It's not very strong, but it's there. 336. So I'll be watching out for this potential double bottom if it happens. Or if we break bearish below it, the targets are bearish $313, 305, 295, around there. So again, same oscillator analysis applies. We did have a potential upside down head and shoulders here on RSI, but that failed. So now we have a head and shoulders. Okay, so you have to be sensitive to the price changes and the patterns here. This is a head and shoulders. That's bearish. The MACD down cross, bearish. This thing rejected down from EMAs, bearish. This thing's downtrending on a price, bearish. There's 4 bearish reasons right there just on a daily chart. And you have 2 bearish engulfing candles as well. So it's 5 reasons. So we're looking at 335 as our potential double bottom. But if there's going to be some good upside, hopefully the Russia-Ukraine conflict gets solved diplomatically, peacefully, because war is always bad for everybody. So, you know, if there's going to be any potential upside on this, there could be a 3 to 7% upside long term if we find a bottom down here somewhere. But I am not going to aggressively start building a position now because there's potential military conflict that's going to happen in a couple days. So for me, I'm on risk off mode right now. I'm not really aggressively investing in anything right now because there's so many political problems right now. So not yet. I'll come back to the market when I see some evidence on the charts. That's what I learned from experience. Let me see the evidence. Where's my setup? Where's my system? Where's the high probability trade? Then I'll do that. But if there's going to be a war, I might back off a little bit for now from the market. All right, so that's NASDAQ. Let's do DIA really fast. And why I'm doing the indexes so much is because they probably contain 80% of the stocks that people are going to ask me for in requests. So if you get good lockdown on the indexes, you're in good shape. Meaning, if you can analyze it well, then you'll know when we're having some kind of typical bottom out, and then you'll catch this bounce like I did, right? I traded like, I don't know, swing trade 7 stocks. I bought down here and I sold here before the crash. Kept all my profits, did not even play any of this as a long. You could play it as a short, as a bear, as a put, but as a long, you don't touch this, right? From experience, I knew if this support does not hold, we're going to break to the downside. We just started breaking down today on a special day today, right? So, but again, the longer term, like I'm saying, the weekly time frame now on a weekly chart is, it looks like we just topped out on the M over here, double top. We bounced up, but there's 2 shooting star candles if you know your stock, if you know your price candles. So it looks like we were trying to seek out a lower low down here somewhere. And if we lose 330, there's a far ways down to 316. That is far. For an index, that's 7% to the downside. That means all the big tech stocks would have to sell off considerably for us to get down negative 7%. And that hasn't happened for a long time because of this sideways consolidation or this megaphone pattern, broadening opening wedge in 2021. That's the downside area. Somewhere around, there's actually a gap support. Let me draw more accurately. There's a gap support right down here at 326. So that would be our bearish downside target. That would also coincide with here. So again, if we hit this, it could be considered a double bottom. So if somebody has patience just to wait like maybe a week or two, we might see this happening. Okay, let's get into some stocks. Those are the indexes. Again, cheer donations are always appreciated. And in times of fear, uncertainty, doubt, you know, there's only 3 options to do. What are we going to do in the stock market every day or week? Are we going to buy? Are we going to sell? Are we going to hold? Or 4 is do nothing, right? So sometimes doing nothing, meaning waiting, is the best play. Doing nothing is not a really good accurate description. Doing nothing means there's no work, but meaning that you are not actively trading. That's what doing nothing means, quote unquote. So let's move on to some of our earnings that we have. And then we'll look at some low price stocks. I'm going to try something a little different on today's stream. Let me bring up my Discord. My Discord. All right, so in the Discord, we have a free weekly watch list of earnings that's happening. Here we go. So what's coming out this week? Just need to be aware of it, okay? Because it's going to be volatile. The play right now that all hedge funds, institutions, big shorts, whales are doing is whenever a stock has bad earnings, massive shorts and puts are piling on, dogpiling it on. So you get like a PayPal effect. You get, this is 25% down from the earnings after the earnings day. So it's always like a negative 40%. Okay, negative 40%, that's a lot down. Negative 20 is a lot, but negative 25% is a lot down. So needless to say, stocks like PayPal are in bearish market territory. They've been in bearish market conditions since October 2020, November 2021. So this is why we use TA to understand. You don't have to draw anything basically to understand. Just look at the price from the pandemic. PayPal's almost at our pandemic lows. This is incredible. For me as a long, was not expecting to get this kind of low price on PayPal this fast. But the Federal Tapering Reserve Program plus all of our bearish catalysts right now is crushing the market. Bears are in 100% control. So actually, here's a good quick lesson before we go to the earnings. Is if you just erase everything on this chart, erase everything. And we're only looking at, erase everything. We're only looking at the price. I know there's lines and stuff. That's the earnings, vertical lines. But trend, what is trend? You can only go up, sideways, or down. So you had an uptrend in the pandemic. You had a sideways in 2021. And now we're downtrending in 2022 for now. For now. So trying to buy now, if you're gonna hold for a very long time, it might actually pay off like what Kathy Wood is doing, the ARK investments. She's trying to hold for 5 years. Okay, that is one strategy. Also, but then the problem is if you buy too early and you hold, somebody is down negative 60%. There's somebody in the world right now that bought PayPal on this first dip right here and is suffering right now. So there's a saying in Wall Street, you never try to catch a falling knife. Never try to catch a falling knife. When you see just a lot of red, a lot of blood in the Wall Streets, right, on the charts, maybe don't try to catch that one so fast. Meaning, don't be too aggressive with it. Because if people try to keep buying this dip all the way down in dollar cost average, this is why I don't DCA, I don't dollar cost average. I wait. So this is a great example of an uptrend going into sideways consolidation, turning into a downtrend. This is something you, as an analyst, TA analyst, you want to memorize this. Took 2 years. 2 years. 1 year up, 1 year sideways, and actually, you get what I'm saying, right? Went up, sideways, down. Watch out for that. If you're long, if you're trying to green, you do not want to see this happen. Okay, but still, PayPal, decent company. The financials are not so great, but people are still using it. It is in the oversold territory. Very interesting. All right, but what's coming up next? Caesars Entertainment. Caesars Entertainment, Las Vegas, basically. This is just there because people are kind of watching this one just because of this particular setup. Okay, draw two lines, you get the resistance, you get the support. If it loses the support, you could see the bearish target way down here, $67. That would be about 17%. So it could be one of those bearish crushes. If they have bad earnings, crush down negative 20%. So there's a potential short opportunity here. But I don't really play earnings so aggressively. But if somebody wants to try, risk 1% of capital, stop loss. And if it's bearish, it's bearish. Okay, next one, Home Depot. Let's go through some of these. Home Depot, okay. So remember this blue circle here. Why did I do this? I charted this a long time ago. So this here was the support. Looking left to right. So left to right, right here. Okay, left to right. And there's a resistance here. This is why you draw your support and resistance and then you just leave it on the chart. Because this was here for 2 years, this was here for 2 years, and you just leave it drawn out, and then we're exactly consolidating inside of it, inside of here. It's been downtrending, rejected from this resistance at the support level now. So now traders and investors are just waiting for this earnings report, and you could see once we had the bearish, if it's bearish earnings, straight breakdown, straight to 327, 313, 300. That would be anywhere between -5, 10, 50% down. If it's good earnings for whatever reason, a lot of people doing home building maybe or not, the inverse is true. You could see there's a 6% to a 10% target on the upside. Just depends which way the earnings is going to flow. But again, am I personally doing earnings aggressively right now? No, because we have a military conflict. It's different right now than 3 months ago. It's different. So every year, if you think about it, we had some global catalyst. 2020 pandemic, around the same time right now, February for USA. Last year, February, it was meme stocks, ME stocks. GameStop, AMC, that was about right now. Dogecoin, that was about right now. This year, Russia-Ukraine conflict, interest rates, inflation, it's all happening about the same time right now in the winter, February. Okay? So sometimes you kind of got to tap the brakes. You got to slow down a little bit in trading and active investing, because we started having weakness in the market. I was talking to my colleague yesterday. Since July 2021, I remember on Bloomberg, June, July 2021, a hedge fund manager came on Bloomberg and said they are going to start selling their stocks. And I was like, very interesting. And I looked at the charts and I said, okay, what is this guy doing here? Look on the weekly and I said, oh, yeah, it is kind of high, you know, it is kind of high. We had this pullback and that was that last bit of that rally. But, you know, if you know your Wyckoff theory, at some point there needs to be distribution, selling. People are not going to hold their stocks forever. Okay, let's look at a couple more here. Lowe's, very similar Lowe's companies. Lowe's, you can actually Fibonacci this one, so get some levels out there. I would do from like 2021 here to here. So you can see now, very, very simple. The support and the resistance drawn for you. Bad break would take it straight down to 200 or 192. If it's good, going to 238 or 257 here on the top. That is percentage move of about 6% to 12%. You can see here on the charts, there is this ugly, but it could be real head and shoulders. If this is real, that would be bad for Lowe's. That would be negative 20% down. So if Lowe's has bad earnings, watch out for the crash on this guy, on this one. All right, eBay. All right, so this green, this is from an old trade back on this side, on left side. Okay, so that was old. But you can see here, eBay, the rising wedge pattern. Here's a perfect example. It's bouncing around in it, and then it loses that support, and then you start downtrending into the bearish pattern. We lost the support. You see this cluster of price right here. Why is this fizzing around right here, jumping around right there? Because you have the support acting as that resistance, the gap. So now we rejected down from that. We have earnings on February 23rd. If it's bad, there is a little bit of a setup here, but if you know, it's still bearish, so we could draw a new trend line on the top and the bottom here and extend that down. So now you can see we have our target set up for eBay. The downside support right here on about $50. If it bounces up like a $60 ish, what's the delta there? The change could be 8% change. It's a lot. All right, just a couple notable. We have Square. Wow, Square, what can I say? Textbook loss of support, textbook on bearish earnings, and then they had nonstop bad stuff happening to them. Okay, I forgot to ask me for this, but we drew this parallel channel. It was just sitting there for a long time, for like months, I think, or at least a month. This thing was here, so we lost that. Actually, I drew this last year. We lost that, started downtrending, and then really bad things started happening to Square. We'll block now. But look at how steep this is. Very, very steep. This is selling. Okay, so it's very similar to PayPal, Jack Dorsey. So just the quick targets. If you have support to downside 89, 66, 43. If we get $33 Square, we get down here in this zone below $50, I'm very interested in that. We already lost our 618. Okay. We're gonna hit our 786 fib or 0.88 fib levels. Okay, let it happen. Then I might be interested in buying. Okay, Coinbase. Okay, why is it important? It's crypto stock. It's a crypto exchange stock. Okay, so Coinbase, how I do this, just put up a simple Fibonacci on the daily. You have your low and you have a high over here. Sometimes you could do it like that. I measure from this low to this high, or you could do this high, whichever one you want. But you can see the levels are playing pretty safely. Right here, we have a trend line as well. You could draw it here. It's very bearish looking. So for now, it was bullish looking here on this left side. You found a support down here. I remember that. Picked some up at 220, 225. Did the swing trade. Then we hit the resistance. So you can see here, we should probably draw these two just to lock it in, because that was a very strong resistance and support level. Okay, so it just rejected down. This looks exactly like a Bitcoin chart right here. So where's our target on the downside? 155. If it gets 1272 down here, 116, $100 Coinbase would be very interesting. Alrighty, so just because you have a little baby hammer candle does, to me, let's not get over obsessed about that, because there's bigger things happening in the global landscape than just Bitcoin. So our downside target 150 or more, that's 20% down. Very, very volatile. If it happens to break out, though, very interesting with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin does have this dirty upside inverse head and shoulders. It could happen, right? You could have some weird safe haven rally on Bitcoin. It could be interesting. But we have the gap resistance right here, 215 and 240. Those are the two targets I'll put up there, right? So interesting play. But again, is it super low oversold? No, it's not. So that's why I'm waiting for it afterwards to earnings. Because if it happens to crash, I'm going to get a better price. Let's do one more. Moderna. I might actually go 1.5 hour. Because I'm teaching along the way. I hope you noticed that. I'm not just calling out numbers. I'm actually teaching along the way. So how do I look at this? Moderna, our vaccine darling stock from 2020. Just absolute incredible run. I mean, if you want, you could put a Fibonacci on the whole thing, the whole chart. You get some big levels. If you put an extended trend line, you can see how steep that was, and then we lost it. Okay, so that's why drawing manually on the charts, very important. Very important. You can't just look at it on your phone for 2 seconds. That's not technical analysis. You actually could put a little bit of hustle into it, and you'll reap the rewards if you do it right. If I do it right too. So we have I'm drawing trend lines right now. You can see we're losing it. We're below this particular trend line. So particularly bearish. Still bearish, because if you look at the trend is here, it's seeking out the lower low down here though. So our earnings on February 24th, it's not in the super oversold range yet. So if it has bearish earnings, bad earnings, 116, $100, very simple support levels here on the left side. 25% down, that might be a little too much for Moderna, but somewhere maybe 130 might be looking at the left side here. I'm looking at all these left side price clusters, I like to call it, get my target. But if Moderna has some, for whatever reason, bullish earnings, you can see there's plenty of room here, plenty of room to bounce to 618, 183 bounce, or even 200 resistance, 250. I don't know if it's going to get like that anymore, because Moderna's, so it's disseminated right now. It's very popular. People are vaccinated anyway, like 70% or 62% or something in USA. So, unless they come out with something new, maybe like an oral pill treatment or something like that, it might not pop. But or maybe if they come out with some booster shot vaccine that's like effective against some new stealth Omicron or some stealth variant, then maybe it might go up. That's just what I'm thinking about, besides the usual financial metrics. Okay, so that's Moderna. Just want to keep that in mind. There's more in the free Discord if you want to just see like volatility wise what we have to be aware of, like be aware of those. I'm not saying trade those. I'm saying beware of those. If you're holding a portfolio, or if you're trying to trade it, or just trying to learn from it. Okay, but I wanted to bring up something a little different this time, a lower price stock list. Okay, so I'm going to go a little over here on stocks. So we know, just visually looking, Roku had the earnings. Very small, hard to see, but there it crashed down negative 25% in one day, and then we had a relief bounce of 10%, so it's down 15%. But it started to be in our low price zone. Roku, not really the most famous streaming device. I feel like, I mean, there's probably, it's not, shouldn't be about feelings, it's about data. I don't have the data of sales of like Apple TV versus like DVD players versus, you know, Chrome. Some there are other people who have that, companies that have that. But for me, just doing it by like social sentiment, is Roku's not that popular. Okay, Roku's, I have one, it's not that good, right? So if you have a computer, if you have a tablet, you know streaming's better on that stuff, like on a laptop versus a Roku device. So it's been downtrending, just not that popular. The earnings were bad. Okay, makes sense. But are people still using it? Yes. Yeah, once in a while, I still use it myself. So, you know, but the big point is we have our death cross. What I'm saying, death crosses are real. We have an up cross here in 2020. We had a almost a death cross, not really, in August 2020. But then when we get the real death cross, that gives confidence to the bears, and they say, now it's bear time. Now it's down time. Red. That's what they've been waiting for 1.5 years. And again, right here in July, when the hedge fund people on Bloomberg start saying, we're going to start selling our stocks now, literally that's the beginning of the downtrend. So you got to kind of pay attention to that if you're trying to stay on top of things in the market. Is one ear, one eye open on the news. And the other half, I'm staring at the charts for stocks. But is it getting into the oversold territory? It is. It is. That's why I'm starting to take a look at Roku. I'm not going to buy it yet, but I'm interested in it. Start the timer again. Because when it bounces, it likes to bounce somewhere like 10% to maybe 20%. So that's right in my wheelhouse for swing trading. So just want to bring that to your attention. We have some Roku, Meta. Okay. The problem with Meta is they're having like harassment, whatever you can look it up on the news. I don't even want to repeat it, but it's like Activision. Okay. They're having some problems. Scandal. So, just like Warren Buffett, what he taught me, when a company is in distress, and it's still a decent, or Warren Buffett said it's good company, but if it's a decent company and it's in distress and it's recoverable, okay? So, for example, one of the heads of Facebook, like community development, did something illegal. The former head of that department, and now it's bearish. That just came out like one day ago or this morning or something like that. So, that's bad for Meta. The crash ensues. But is Facebook a totally garbage company to me? No, it's not. Who knows? Maybe on Meta platforms 5 years from now, they might actually do something amazing with the metaverse. But for now, I am looking at 190, 160, even the pandemic low 140. Just getting low value. We're talking Facebook. You know, it's popular globally. It's not really popular in America anymore, like younger people. So that's why. But I know it can't just keep crashing down to nothing forever. Okay, this thing is not going to zero. So at a certain point down here, if we're realistic, it's gonna bottom out. So I'm gonna catch that bottom at some point. But you do not want to play the earnings too close. That's what I'm saying. Wait for it. It is definitely in the oversold territory, low price territory. It's just a matter of when are the bears going to stop selling? When are the put options going to stop selling? When we have some uptrend momentum, then bulls are going to jump on and try to, short squeeze this thing back up to like 220 or something like that, maybe 250. So that's why there's like a 10 to 20% upside potential at some point whenever the bottom forms, but it hasn't happened yet. Just a quick other list, we're going too long here, but like PayPal is kind of low price. Pfizer is kind of low price. Well, not really. Pfizer's getting there. It's just we had the head and shoulders. So right here, head and shoulders. Did we hit that target? No, not yet. Negative 20% would be $40 Pfizer. That would be a better spot. But it's getting there. I'm saying this is like my low price watch list. A few of these. FSLY is kind of in the oversold after having bad earnings. You could see the loss of the it actually got rejected from the trend line down. So if you're just talking about price alone, and we're not talking about the financial product, services, metrics, data, if we're talking about the US dollar price alone, this is the 2020 low price of the pandemic, 1057. FSLY's 1870 right now. To get down there is another negative 50%, but still it's closer than it was like a year ago back here when FSLY was $100. Okay? So it's been downtrending. It's not really my favorite stock, but I'm saying at some point we're going to get a little relief bounce. And for swing traders, if you're aggressive, you can try to catch that. I might try to catch it. Abbott Labs, also getting into that zone, seeking its lower low in the price, but we had a head and shoulders. This one's slightly different. Let me get a target before I move on. 50% to downside would be like $100 Abbott. If it gets down there, if we lose the support 114, then it's going to go bearish more down. Let's see what else we got. Gilead Sciences, also low, but it's low price for me. So notice that I'm not showing it to you at the high peak because most people are long it, right? It's at a low price. Is it time to buy right now? No, not like right now, because we have that Russia-Ukraine conflict still. But is it in the low price general area? Yes, compared to literally 2 months ago. Went from 72 down to 61. Gilead is not the greatest company in the world, but it's right in our 618 zone. If we lose that, $58, $55, $53 is a target. The downside. Next, Adobe. Anybody using Photoshop or Premiere out there? Or Audition for podcasts, right? I know some content creators out there, we're all using Adobe, right? So Adobe's still alive. It's not the greatest company. I know students use Adobe for their projects and such. So we're getting right into that 618 zone. Very close on Adobe. 427. The next place down, 366, 328, 300. Those are the levels on the downside. If we happen to bounce, the earnings is what? March 23rd. So they already had earnings. 487, 537 are the targets to the upside. The volatility wise, there's like a 10% opportunity here if we catch it right. Next one, 3M. I mean, look at 3M. I traded 3M back in the pandemic days. But 3M downtrending, right? So this is why you have to know trend and understand price patterns, because you look at this chart. I look at this, I immediately know 2 seconds. Oh, we're downtrending. We're downtrending right now. This was uptrend last year. We went sideways. Now we're downtrending, and it's seeking out the lowest low leg of this price right now. So as a technical analyst, that's why trend, support, resistance, that's the foundation that people do not really use anymore. Because everyone's looking at indicators and stuff, but it's, before you even do that, you have to analyze the price. So look here, put our trend lines up. We lost that, very, very bearish. But the bullish news is we're in our 618 zone on TA. 141, 130, 120, 100 for 3M. Remember, 3M makes the N95 masks, right? It still has use, but maybe less use because the pandemic has been priced in right now. People, in my opinion, socially are like thinking, let's just live with it. It's just a part of the world now. Mask on, you know what I mean? Mask on, hand sanitizer. That's just the way the world is now. So in terms of, if you just think about demand and supply, how many people are scrambling to get their first mask? Like, not many people anymore. Even though I highly respect 3M company for what they did for the mask. I have a lot of respect for them. Okay, STZ, Constellation Brands. I just want to say right here, this is an MJET. STZ owns Canopy Growth Company, cannabis. Okay, but here you can see our clear as day head and shoulders pattern. Bearish neckline, measured move, 9 to 10%. Where is it? It's basically right just on 9%. Just a little under 9%. If you want to get super accurate, the measurement, 8.73%. It's almost there. Okay. If it's 2 times the target, 16%, way down here, 193. All right. But this is what I'm saying. The pros, the experienced pros, they know, okay, once we lose 233, they're going to short this thing. That's what this huge red candle is right here. Shorts, put options made a ton of money on that. Also, we lost this trend line on the left side. So there's 2 signals here on the bearish side. Okay. Doesn't take a, it's not very hard to identify that if you know technical analysis. If we Fibonacci just this last move from September to December, we're at the 76.88. So 0.88 is our next target, 211 and 200 for STZ. But is it low? It is. So our CGC is taking a dive down. So take a look at Cron, pull back, Tilray, pull back, ACB, pull back, OGI, pull back. So it's all related. Okay. So I would be interested to see if let's look at the MJ ETF. If MJ ETF is not super oversold yet, so I'm not going all in type of stuff like that. Move on the charts. It hasn't happened yet. I'm waiting for a slightly better setup than this one. Although, if someone's doing a long-term play because it's death crossed, there is some opportunity here in the cannabis sector because the MG ETF is getting close to its lowest price of all time. That's why on the weekly, this actually looks fantastic. CGC, MJ as a long-term long play could be fantastic. We might be able to catch the bottom here on MJ CGC. That's why I'm looking at it very closely. Momentum is building on a weekly. That's some serious power there. It's just a matter of time. It might take months for that to pop up, but when it does, people are going to be real happy with that long. Last one, that's low price, FedEx. Let's check UPS too. No, so just FedEx. FedEx didn't have the greatest earnings, death crossed, but it's getting near a support level here, 216. 216. There was a dirty headed shoulders here. Measure that. See, did we finish that? 10%? Yeah, we did. Yes. So 20% could be the next target down, which is very far down. We just death crossed down again. So it just shows you how bearish things are. Okay, so I just gave you 12 low price stocks for free right now. Okay, so just keep it on our watch list, and someday it might bounce back up, and then that's the time to buy along educational wise. All right, let me bring my questions back up. Let me answer some questions before we move to crypto. Oh, hello. Thank you so much for joining. Let's do 2 questions right now. How do you think crypto will be affected if Russia does invade? That's very, very difficult to predict because we've never had a real war on this scale, military conflict, while crypto's been alive in the past 10 years. That's on this like global scale, like Russia trying to like invade somebody, right? So it would probably be bearish. It would probably be bearish because you had the bearish reaction to it on here. Hold on, let me bring up a probably bearish. Right, this is not random right here. These big 2 reds. This is the literal Russia putting more forces, more pressure on Ukraine. So there's proof right there that it could be bearish if it's a full-on invasion. And we're already seeing that some fighting taking place. But again, I have also seen the flip side of this, where something really bad happens in the world and people jump into Bitcoin for safety. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Okay. So maybe it's just like a 60, I'm just like giving out estimates, like maybe 60% bearish, 40% bullish. Just depends. Where are people going to do? So if people are going to run away from stocks and cash, people are going to run away from stocks. Where are they going to go? Safe havens, cash, maybe gold. It's already been going up, right? They're not going to put their money back into stocks. They might not put their money back into crypto. But we'll talk about this later. The bullish pattern that is here on crypto is possible upside down head and shoulders. I talked about this last week. There's potential 30% upside if there's any good news at all. So just keep that in mind. If it's bearish, it's going to go down like -8% to -16%. These levels are on my Discord. 40,000 has been holding, like 36,000, 33,000. But in general, if there's like world war, like if you look at World War II in the stock market, it crashed the market. General. But that's World War II though. All right, finish out with stocks. I'll look at Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. Maybe I'll take a quick look at Rivian. Okay, I'm definitely going to go a little longer today. But again, I'm giving people notice way ahead of time, okay? Because some people are asking me, like, how come, you know, such and such, such and such? So I'm like, okay, I'll give some free setups, right? I just gave 12 stock setups, okay? So it's just a matter of, when are the bearish catalysts going to end? And mentally, people start getting bullish and excited and happy and hyped up about the market. That's when money starts flowing back into the market. Right now, when you turn on TV, every 1 hour they're talking about war or conflict, people are not happy about that. They're not excited about that. People are scared of that. Fear, uncertainty, doubt will give us red in the market, or if somebody sells. And when the catalyst is over and the charts are good, then the bots and traders will come back. But, you know, people, there's more risk off sentiment right now. All right, Tesla. Let's take a bird's eye view. Let's go on the weekly for a second here. Weekly chart. We don't really look at weekly chart that much. So if we look at Tesla on a weekly, and I'm going to use 2020 as our low, our pandemic low. And we Fibonacci this. And it's been downtrending on a weekly. If we are very honest with ourselves, you can see the angle on the weekly. Low, high, low. It's just trying to hold, what is this? $842. It's trying. Put a secondary Fibonacci in here. It's more advanced. The 618 is right below that. 811. So now I'm going to move in. To move in. It's not lowest price of all time for Tesla, although it is kind of the pandemic low area, but hold on, timer. But is there huge momentum? Not yet. So it's a little too early for longs on investors on Tesla. But for traders, a different story. Here we go. We have, it's holding our 200 EMA right now as the price support. You can see now the trend is clearly not up. This was up. This was basically sideways attempt, and now it's down. Low, high, low. So it's trying to seek out our low down here at 836, 834. Go in a little bit more. So now we're just playing off support and resistance. There's not a clear, huge setup that I'm seeing here. It's possible the only good thing is double bottom at 842 price. 842, if we lose that, we could go down to 817. Traders are probably going to bounce it around here at about 800 again. That's the 618 of the short-term 618. If it goes bearish, because you see here our EMA is down death crossed on 4 hours. So it's already in bearish territory. Bears are in firm control for now. And it's just a matter of if we're going to lose the support, it's going to keep fading down to the downside longer term. We could get one bounce, yes, but again, the longer term, maybe 700 is our next target, down 750 is our next longer term target. But if someone's a bull long for green, you know, I'm not going to buy Tesla. I'm not going to trade Tesla until I get super crushed price, meaning I want this thing to crush down as far as possible. Then I'm going to jump in wherever it is. This is not low enough for me, not yet. As a swing trader, as a green long, not yet. Someone's day trading, scalping, just trying to get like their 1 to 2 raw percent trade, maybe for like a 15-minute, 1 hour. Right here, okay. So just watch the support. We just draw that support, 842, 805. Our resistance above is like 900, like a 890 or like a 900-ish, okay? So on the shorter term, there is some momentum here. But it's not lowest low price. So I'm not even going to touch Tesla as a long. Not yet, not for me. But because I'm a medium term, longer term trader, I don't see any of my clear setup. It's not super obvious to me, so I'm not going to even try because of the war right now. I want the Russia-Ukraine conflict to be over. A lot of people do. So if you just draw the trend lines, okay, it already bounced off this low. That's what I'm talking about on February 18th. There's a clear setup here. I would play that. the bounce up. Okay, it's already over. So now we fade back down into the post market, and it did bounce up again. There might have been some positive news. I think there was about the manufacturing and the orders. There was some bearish news, and then there's a little bit of bullish news on the orders. So it did pop up. So I want to see if there's going to be continuation for that or not. Here on the price, okay, if we really want to get into it, is this going to be our higher low reversal right here? Because we just faded down here into 846. Is it going to bounce up? The next target will be 858, 867. So the price in white. So it is, in the short term, it could bounce up, is what I'm saying. In the long term, though, like if we zoom out again, we could go down long term. It's really hard to see, but I'll try to draw it for you. You know what I'm saying, though. Low, high, and then deep low somewhere down here like a month from now. All right. Well, Pepper, thanks so much for joining and watching. You know, I usually don't do a ton of requests because then the stream goes for like 4 hours. So, yeah, I did answer your one question. So, you know, if somebody wants a priority question, feel free to cheer, donate, or just to support the stream. Or if you're running out of time, you got to go. Or if you have a lot of questions, cheer donations would be highly appreciated. So let's, thanks so much for watching. Let's go to the crypto segment and we'll end soon. So hopefully that answered everybody's questions. I gave a lot of free setups today, and I gave a lot of analysis to answer some questions. Let's go to Bitcoin and crypto, because crypto is volatile. Crypto is volatile. So before you do anything on crypto, we got to check out the total market cap. Okay, so let's just kind of clean this up. Death cross on a daily from January 2022. All right. So I did call this. I just want to make clear to everybody that we did hit right here. I remember on this particular stream, I would say somebody might want to buy here. Okay. And they go into the upside. Oh, thank you so much, Taylor, for the 200 coins. Really appreciate it. I mean, just for FYI, everybody, Taylor's one of our VIP donators. She's been successful in her options trading. So I just want to say thank you so much, Taylor. If you have a question or request, feel free to let me know, because you've donated a lot to support the stream. So go ahead. If you have another request, just let me know. Thank you so much, Taylor. Okay. So just for the total right here, market cap. What I was saying is, just a quick reminder, I was saying to go long here and then to watch out for the target top out over here. So again, if you just look at Bitcoin, I mean the crypto market, okay, is it uptrending? No, not really. If you look at it from a daily standpoint, no, it's not. It's downtrending. This one leg in the swing is down. 2020 to 2021 was up. Pull back, but still up. Just that last part, we got some bearish momentum signal, head and shoulders scare, and then we're down. Where? To the 1.6 to the 1.2 area. Again, if this is our weekly double top as well, up here, then I'll be looking for a support to the downside 1.33. So it's not oversold bounce, okay? If you know RSI indicators, not oversold bounce. If you just look at right here, right at 1.5 and January 23rd, okay, it's not low price. That's why, and we just got, if you zoom in very carefully, the MACD line is to the down cross. The blue is below the orange. So it's beginning to look like if we have enough bearish catalysts, we could get another leg down on crypto. If you draw the wedge on the wicks, I mean, there's this one. Let's use this one. There's a third one down here, though. It's like safety reasons. So our downside target 1.5 trillion, 1.2 trillion. So that would bring the market considerably down. -1, -13, -26%. Oh, Taylor, are you talking about Bitcoin? Bitcoin or Tesla? Which one for the the Head and Shoulders. While I'm waiting for that, just look at futures, because futures, you're probably talking about Bitcoin, but I just want to make sure. Futures chart, again, is it oversold? No. On a daily? No. So that's why conservative swing traders are, we're not even touching this right now. All I'm looking for is the potential support. Where is that going to be? Again, because we have so many bearish catalysts or volatile catalysts in the market right now, I'm not being super aggressive. I am waiting. I am charting. I'm putting my orders down. Lower. BTC. Okay. BTC. So, finally, let's talk about this upside down head and shoulders here for Bitcoin. So I'm on Bitcoin futures chart right now on a daily. All right. So let's look at it from two perspectives. We have a death. So the bearish perspective first, just because of what's happening and the momentum, is we have our daily death cross. That's bad. That has not happened. The daily death cross, that has not happened since the pandemic. Same thing with some of our NASDAQ stocks. Okay. So if this is going to start in our bearish scenario, this could be the start of the confirmation of the bearish downtrend. So if it's bearish, we could crash down in Bitcoin. I'm talking for the rest of the year, anywhere to through the 35,000, 30,000, the 618, 25,000, 16,000, 10,000, 5,000. If we get $5,000 Bitcoin again, to me, that's all in. That's like an all-in spot. I want, if you like crypto, you like digital assets, you want them low price. You want it as low price as possible. 3,000, 5,000, $1,000 Bitcoin. So this upside down head and shoulders, okay, is not in the greatest spot, because if it's going to reverse up, I would have liked it to be a little bit more low priced on the RSI, meaning it should have happened down here. That's why I'm not really believing this, just from my experience on the charts and feeling, thinking, not feeling it out, but then because I've seen this type of pattern so many times, it doesn't feel right in the market. It would feel right if it crashed down to nothing and then you got an upside down head and shoulders at the way bottom of that crushed, collapsed Bitcoin price. But for me, this is just visually, okay, maybe. If Russia-Ukraine conflict, if the US government, if Russia backs off and then diplomatically, peacefully it resolves, then the stock market goes up, then Bitcoin, people start putting money back into Bitcoin, maybe. That 20% upside inverse head and shoulders, it's an inverse upside down head and shoulders, meaning bullish, because regular head and shoulders is bearish. If you have a regular one, like a human, looking at it like a human head and shoulders, that is the one that's bearish. Inverse upside down head and shoulders is bullish. It's the other way up. Giant HNS starting July 21. Let me see. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is the original one on a Bitcoin chart. That was maybe. Classical technical analyst though, I said this for like a month straight. If we have this giant head and shoulders, which it's not a real one because the right shoulder didn't form. So but the psychologically, it was up to like right here on like January. I remember Peter Brandt was saying it's not real. Because to the OG real classical technical analyst, it's technically not real textbook wise. But for me, it's like loosely psychologically, it's close enough. So negative 40% would bring us down to that $30,000 range. That's why if we get rejected further, we keep losing support. I'm looking at Bitcoin at like 30,000, 25,000. So it just depends. It depends. Because you could tell the psychology of the market, because it was super bearish with this head and shoulders here, with the neckline. But the neckline generally is still acting as our resistance. So
inverse head and shoulders down here, the bullish setup, is not going to activate until we break above $45,000 for conservative people here in the yellow squiggly line, the circle. Let me check my stream. Okay. So in this yellow circle right here, 45,000, let me actually put a box. And that happens to be our EMA resistance to the upside right here. That's why you want to watch out for that. Now, swing traders intraday, 1 hour, 4 hour. Okay, if you're a swing trader, it is looking a little bit more oversold. So maybe somewhere down here, the upper 39,000s, maybe. If I'm looking at daily, weekly chart as an investor, it could be lower. But as a swing trader or a medium-term investor, it's possible. That's why it's like 40% bullish, maybe 45% bullish. Okay, so we always have to have the two scenarios, even for everything, like even for Tesla, I have the two scenarios. If it breaks below, just for example, like pretend this Tesla chart, if the price breaks below X amount of dollars, like $800, what am I going to do there? Or if it breaks above like 850 up here, what am I going to do here? So this is real though, okay? The upside down head and shoulders is probably real. It's just there might be, if like Russia invades in the next 2 days, and let's say if they also ban crypto again, like on the same day, like that would be insane. But if it happens, it's possible. These types of patterns are never 100%. So you want to see right here. I'm keeping my eye on this. I have an alert. It was firing off like 40 times at the $40,000 range. It was just going crazy on my alerts. So I knew, okay, we're in the zone. It's in the upside down head and shoulders zone. But is it about to go up right now? Maybe not right now. Looks like maybe a couple days to a week. So hopefully that helps. And, you know, a lot of people have been asking me about that. So it's good that we spent a lot of time on it. Because, again, for Bitcoin, you don't have to trade every day. Just wait for your setup. So this could be one of my setups. This is like a yellow light for me. Like, oh, nice. Potential upside down 4 hours. I like that as a long trader. Okay, let's go in here and take a quick look at some of these other ones on a cleaner chart. Okay, so let's just go down. The potential upside down head and shoulders on Bitcoin. Call it out. Ethereum. Not really on Ethereum. Not really. There's more of this upper trend line resistance at the top. This is more interesting, where you have the descending wedge breakdown. Okay, I'm starting to see it. Okay, it's a little crooked, but it's there. All right. Maybe. That would be huge, though. Ethereum inverse head and shoulders, potential 33% upside if it's bullish. But the inverse is also true. You can get 33% downside, or at least 20% downside. So let's not get too excited here until something breaks. Let's look at Binance Coin. Just going down the watch list here. Binance Coin it's less clear. So only the majors, Bitcoin, Ethereum, has that. But BNB, we did lose this trend line here. Do you see that as the flag, the giant flag here? In the yellow, we lost that support. So if it breaks bear 365, I think I said that in the Discord. If it breaks bull, like 469. But it's still downtrending. This is not healthy looking to me. A trader, though, as an investor, it's not healthy looking. But as a trader, okay, it's getting oversold enough. Like if you're a swing trader, okay, it might bounce up. It's 5% to 422 up here in the next couple of days. Pending, there's no major problem here. On a 1 hour chart, we do have an interesting little bit of bullish momentum building on Cardano. On a daily, though, it's not super oversold for investors. But for swing traders, it's getting there. Possibly one more leg down in the long term, but in the short term, like a 15-minute, 1 hour, this thing might bounce up a little bit, but you have the support you want to play off of is dollar. So if we lose $1, you could see this thing could go down to 90 cents immediately. That's 10% down. You don't want to lose that for no reason. How much time we have? Okay, do crypto a little faster. Solana, maybe the double bottom W. I mean, you could kind of see it upside inverse head and shoulders on the RSI here. Okay, interesting. You do have some support here, $89. Okay, very interesting. We had the head and shoulders here. Perfect example that actually played out. That this one actually was real. So negative 40%. That first leg is over. If it's real bad, negative 80%, which is $33 Solana, which is fantastic. As a long, you love to see the discount for trading. All right, 1 hour, we do have this double bottom RSI, so it could bounce up in the next 48 hours as a small baby swing trade because you could see it low, high, low. If it's going to stop here, try to make an attempt for a double bottom play in the longer term time frame. So potentially 10% maybe, but then again, because the Russia-Ukraine conflict, I'm not like going to be very bullish on this just yet. Depends on how aggressive you are. Bitcoin did crash down. It is on the 1 hour oversold. So for aggressive swing traders, they're probably starting to buy a little bit. It is Friday though. Here in America, you have a 3-day weekend. So the volatility on crypto might be much smaller than usual. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin still in this descending triangle pattern. Descending wedge now. Excuse me, descending wedge to be accurate. We do have a little bit of 4 hour double bottom here on this RSI, but looks like it's still downtrending on the 4 hours, but it looks like maybe 6%, 12%, possibly upside. It's going to be an interesting weekend though. We just Fibonacci this last little leg down. It is in that 6.8. So yes, there are certain indicators lining up that, okay, maybe Doge will get a little bounce. Let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so that's what's happening. We just rejected down from our middle heart line from our old half line. So if Bitcoin starts to go down, you might see market go down and then maybe an altcoin bounce at some point in there. Let's keep going down the list. Uni support. This is my USA list, by the way. $10 support. It's very critical. It's hit that more than 6 times. So you can actually draw a little rectangle here and measure this move 20% basically. If it breaks bear, I mean, I would not be surprised if this thing crashed down 8%, right? 20% down to $8 over time. This is why when you have clear support and resistance like this and the market is kind of uneasy and everyone's kind of shifting their eyes, looking around at everybody else, and the market and the world is maybe just risk off. You know, you don't have to trade everything, and you don't have to trade everything. So we had this triangle and we lost it. It's a huge triangle, absolutely brutal. 76% downside. Wow, that would mean Uni going back down to $4. I'd rather pick it up at $4, not at $8. Okay, Litecoin. So again, for swing trading, we're just playing bounce like legs up. It could be a 3-day leg up move like a Litecoin crypto. It could be a 3 weeks. It could be a 3 months. But depending on my time frame, for me, I played this leg in stocks and crypto. If you knew me from last stream, is I just played this particular leg, made my profit target, and I'm done. I'm out of there. Because I can't short crypto in USA, like altcoins. I can't like Binance International. I can't do it like that. So we don't have shorts, mass shorts and mass futures for crypto in the USA for like retail. This Bitcoin shorter, you could do Bitcoin options, but like I can't just log in and short Litecoin. So that's why I play for crypto. I'm long. I'm a long. So I just played that and I exited. There's support here, and then once here, they're starting to lose the momentum. Plus in stocks, the momentum is fading down. I just got out. That's from experience. You don't get greedy. There's a saying in the market. You could be a bull, you could be a bear, but don't be a pig. So meaning make a decision, pick a direction and stick to the decision. Do not be a hodler forever where you're going to hodl and you lose negative 80%. That's being a pig. Sorry to say it like that. I'm not saying you're a pig, but I'm just saying a trader who would hold and is stubborn and doesn't want to move and take a small loss and have no stop loss and no risk management is like a pig who won't move. So you want to be a bull or a bear, basically. You don't want to be a pig in the market, okay? Because pigs, pig traders, they don't have any risk management, and then they're not going to do anything, right? So it's just like you have to not get super greedy. You can't get super fearful, and you have to understand what you're doing. So my strategy here was swing trading, and then I'm out. I'm done because the overall trend is bearish. So I'm not going to be a pig and hold that and be like, oh, hold to $1,000 Litecoin. Not now. That's not the best spot to do it, just from experience. Okay, so again, I'm not making fun of anybody personally. It's just an expression of Wall Street quote. So Litecoin, did we hit this? It's not 4 hour oversold yet, but there is that 1 hour oversold RSI. Interesting. Okay. So Bitcoin traders trying to, oh yeah, right in the 618. So there's something suspicious there just visually because we had a consolidation. Okay, breakout. Okay, break down, double bottom. Okay, but then lower low, high, low. So it's seeking the lower low right here in 115 or $100. So if it ever gets to like $100 Litecoin, 105, somewhere in this general zone, somebody might want to play the leg up here if it's possible. But again, small risk, 1% risk because of the global landscape right now. I know there's people out there that because of the fear, uncertainty, doubt in the market and it's holiday, some people are just off this weekend. But if you're watching the stream right now, kudos to you. You know, you're probably going to have higher success than other people because I know people are busy right now. People are watching TV and movies, games, or just relaxing. But if you're looking at charts and preparing for battle in the financial markets, so to speak, excuse the pun, but you know, if you're preparing for trading, I should say, in the financial markets, you're putting in real work. And, you know, hopefully we get to reap the rewards. Okay. Bitcoin Cash starting to fade down. You could see that lower low pattern forming. Not so great. Low, high, low. Okay. So, okay. If it's going to go daily oversold again, I'm looking at like upper 200s, mid 200s Bitcoin Cash in the medium term. Yes, scalpers and little JTrade bots will try to get their 15-minute oversold bounce. And please keep in mind, I don't scalp anymore. So swing trading. We're not going to do all these because some of these, it doesn't look like it's even close to where I'm trying to enter. You want to watch out for the supports though. Oh, look at this, 4 hour head and shoulders. Okay. So it just means there's resistance up here at $18. This is not the exact perfect textbook because a head and shoulders is supposed to occur at the top of an uptrend. Like this. And there's very strict criteria textbook wise. But if it happens after a downtrend, it just means resistance up here. Okay, if you have requests, let's just end it with some requests. I'll go 15 more minutes, 1.5 hour today. So just a quick recap of what we did up to now. If you want to check out, if you want me to do TA on a stock chart or request or a question about trading view charts or anything, just let me know now. Now is your chance. We're going to be off for 3 days USA holiday, and then I'm going to stream next weekend. So I'm going to do my own trading during the next week. So, you know, independence, freedom. So if you have a question or request, now's your chance to ask. I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch, and we have a free Discord group where I give out Free list every week about stock index, support and resistance, prices, the volatility of some stock earnings, some economic data that can move the market, and some general current events as well. And that's just used as a general guide, and some people pay for that. I mean, some people charge money for that list, so it's free in my Discord. So for now, so Pepper066, can you look at Shibu Inu? Okay, let's look at SHIB. Let me look at, oh, by the way, so SHIB, all right. So again, why am I called no FOMO charts is you want to do charts and get ahead of the setup. If something already pumped up a lot, it's already gone. You know what I mean? That trade is over. So you have to just mentally be aware of that. And I just leave this here because I remember almost 1 month ago on the stream, we drew this little symmetrical triangle, said, oh, SHIB might go 21%, and it went 50, 60%. That was a nice trade. Okay, so nice setup there. That was a free one. So now I'm going to erase. I just leave this here. That's the 786 fib level. If it ever gets down there again, I might be interested in it. But SHIB, okay, yes, I know this is basically the penny coin, penny stock of crypto, but let's look at a long-term view. Let me bring up a different chart so I can draw. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. So let me use like a Coinbase chart. Coinbase. If you want easy levels, Fibonacci the bottom to the top. And then you understand what just happened. We bounced off the 76 straight up to the 618. That's what happened. That's what that 60% pump was. Now, if the upside down head and shoulders is going to be real, I'd be interested in something like SHIB because you could see here, it's after a downtrend. Check. There's a clear support level. Okay. Check on the left side right here. This is a penny coin. It's like a super small coin, Satoshi level. Okay. Upside down head and shoulders on the daily. Okay. It needs to break above 3228. So let me actually set a alert for myself and anybody else. If it breaks above 3300 and it holds, SHIB could go up a lot. So I'm gonna. I want to be. You want to be on the early side of this trade if this is gonna happen. Inverse head and shoulders, neck breakout, long entry. Question. That's like still a maybe for me. But if it happens, I'm very interested in SHIB. Very interesting. But if it's not going to happen, okay. Hold on. Disregard anyway. If we want this to happen, 2500. Let me mark it out. So if it's going to come down, where am I looking to enter? Let me see. Low, high, low, high. Low. 2000 and below. So if you want real deep value, if SHIB just crashes and fails, 2000, 1700, 1400, 1291. But there's a support cluster here that's holding it up on this left side, right? Let's draw a box here. Right there at 2700. So you can see the shoulders for a lot of these cryptos, we need to hold this left and right shoulder support. Same thing for Bitcoin. So to me, this is like a 60% chance estimate just based on experience. It's not 50-50 anymore because like, well, it's here. The chances of it going up are going to go lower, meaning it's worse chance if the price just keeps crashing, then okay, no head and shoulders, up, inverse head and shoulders anymore. But if this holds for like a week and the Russia, Ukraine and everything is better and this thing starts reversing up, oh, I might enter that. I might enter that. Small amount of capital, but this could be very interesting. So hopefully that helps you, okay? All right, let's just look at some other ones real fast and we'll end. I don't see any other requests or there's not many people watching today, so. Kilo SHIB, this is a new one on Binance USA. I mean, you can see it here too. What's the upside target? 50%. Interesting. Let me put an alert on Kilo SHIB before we close out and do holiday here in the US. Long entry. If it breaks, if you're extremely brave, you could just put a buy. I mean, you could put a buy order down here. You could put a buy order down here. You could have 2 limit orders and just with the small amount of risk calculated, 1% capital, maximum risk, and then just leave it there, right? Then no matter what happens in the market, you're covered in either direction. Hopefully you just have to manage the position though. Just take a quick look here. What else is going on in crypto on a Friday evening? YFI. I'm just going to take a quick look. I'm just doing quick scanning. Well, DOT had a retracement. It's not the most. Yeah. So right here in this 786, if it goes down $15, would be an interesting entry. But these are all the small penny coins, I like to call it, the low volume coins. So I don't really trade these too much personally. There's an example. There was an upside down head and shoulder support on AXS. Very small coin, but still tradable with small amount of capital. It did go up 40%. So that's the kind of stuff I look for. Just hunt for kind of these visual. If it's like this, this is downtrending. You're just holding support. So I want to see a big pattern that's going to be almost like a green light for me and other bulls, swing traders. XRP, I know XRP popular with European traders. XRP, okay, if it's going to have the upside down head and shoulders, same logic applies. The neckline is up here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and you can measure 40% XRP. Okay, XRP. You want to go to 126? Let's see it. If XRP wants to do it or not. Okay. Well, you can visually see we already bottomed out for the swing trade, and it's already up, and it's losing momentum. So it looks like some of the altcoins are going to pull back and fade down. I'm not touching those. Let's visually look at some price. This is not the optimal way to do it. I'm doing a speed scanning. Because you want to look at more price data in white, green, and yellow. But we're short on time here, so just take a quick glance. Again, some of these altcoins, see, if you just look at it and you start picking up on this, wait a second, you're like, wait a second. Zen has a head and shoulders, which just means resistance right here. Raven coin, same deal, resistance. BAT, resistance, the same pattern. It's all bot controlled anyways. So, okay, we have a resistance up there. So until it breaks above the resistance, it's bearish for now. Sushi, okay, Sushi coin just trying to hold the support of 389. Here's a good example of if I remember telling somebody about risk management on this. If you have a profit target of 2 to 1, 20%, just close it out because this could happen to you if you do a short swing trade. So if I bought here at the blue line and my target was up at least here 80 cents, this is why I topped out right here. There's a head and shoulders. Everyone knew if you're a swing trader, get out right there. Get out of the trade. And then you have one more chance to get out. But this is why I'm saying that at Wall Street, you do not want to be a pig because you don't want to get too greedy and never make a decision and take action. Then you lose all your profits or you keep missing trades or a combination of those both. So if I had a profit target here, I must get out of the swing trade, sell, or put a stop loss and let the market kick me out with my profit. But right now, if somebody just closed their eyes and didn't do any management, they lost half of their profits. Which is, as a trader, you don't want that to keep happening to you. It's a waste of time. So Mana, yes, there was some bullish news with the there's like a collaboration with like I think it was JP Morgan was trying to buy into Mana at some point. If you want to check that news, don't quote me on that. But we did have this double top here with the loss of momentum, so that's bearish. So again, resistances, we're seeing it on some of these altcoins, 16%. If we lose right here, 280, 16%, we already drew it last time. Watch out for that. Watch out for this guy. Don't get too hyped because even though we had the JP Morgan news, I looked at this and said nothing's happening yet. Okay, it's already been priced in then. Zcash, you see it fading down, fading down. These are the types of price patterns that we need to recognize. Okay, we have a reversal double bottom here. Almost, it's not upside down, inverse head and shoulders, just the support play, double bottom. Rallying up, then you have this resistance, rejection of that resistance, loss of the support, and so it becomes a textbook play. If you're playing crypto, long to short swing trade, leg up, leg down. This is something you want to memorize. If you trade enough, if you're a trader, day trader, swing trader, this happens all the time. This happens every single day. Every single day the stock market, crypto market's open, this is happening. If you get good at this, then you want to be on the right side of the trades. Like I have higher success if I do day trading. I understand this. That's why I'm better at success. Profitability wise, when I come into the market, I usually have like it's greater than 60% chance to sometimes up to 80, sometimes 100%, sometimes 90%. Long success rate profitability of hitting my targets because I understand this. I practiced, I studied, I TA'd so much that when this happens, I recognize it. And then you profit off of it, you trade it. But then you make the decision to sell, you don't get too greedy. That comes with practice. The emotional control part. Okay, Dash, you can see he's still uptrending, but losing a little bit of this momentum. And again, crypto, these price charts, I'm pointing at the screen right here, this price chart stuff, this happens in stocks as well. So just because we're in the crypto, it applies to stocks and vice versa. Again, nobody wants to nerd out about this like as much as I do, but that's why I spend so much time on the charts and trading and practicing and paper trading that it's second nature to me now. 1 USD is what I'm saying. Get the triangle breakout, resistance, oversold, loss of momentum, back down to where I bought it if I didn't sell it here, right? So that's why as a swing trader, you got to sell. Got to have your targets. 20-25% targets, phenomenal. For crypto, swing trading, phenomenal. Just for stocks, let it go. Sell there, let it go. Crypto is easier because you could just get in 2 seconds later if you make a mistake or something. You could get in 5 minutes later. Stocks is different. If you have a small size account, you have to wait 2 days to swing trade. Okay, AMP USD. We're going 1.5 hours today. Let me go ahead and look through these. That's not real anymore. Okay, so here's an example of a failed upside down head and shoulders. So we need to study this for a second. Look at this because if this happens on Bitcoin, beware. You could see it was trying to do it. It tried, okay? But the real confirmation of upside down head and shoulders is you have to break the neckline. This one did not break the neckline. This one did not break the neckline, so it's not real. It hit the resistance here intraday and it faded down. So to me, this is kind of, there's less chance this is actually going to real unless Bitcoin breaks up. Now there's a double bottom. Okay, if you want to be really precise about it, specific, double bottom. Waves still in the uptrend, but needs to see some follow through on volume. Could get it though. Where is this? That's still 20. When I measure it, it looks like nothing, but it's 25% move. So as long as this trend line holds above 970, we're good. Neo, already had its extended run. Can somebody say this is a dirty upside down head and shoulders? Maybe. But again, I want to see the break above the neckline, above 2660. With these smaller altcoins losing power. So Tezos, here's a perfect example of head and shoulders type psychology. Where wow, what an example. Close off, turn everything off. Okay, you're looking at 4-hour chart, zoomed up. This one went from a what? Upside down head and shoulders to a head and shoulders. Wow. And then nice meat of profit chunk right in the middle there. So that's just something you want to recognize. It didn't take me long to find this, right? On that day on the stream, If you look at the charts at the right time on the right for the setup you want, everything was low priced. Everything was low priced right here, right? But when you're at the top here, was it low price up here? No way, no way. That's why I'm not longing. You haven't heard me talk about crypto longing for like 2 weeks, because everybody experiences swing trading. We played this leg, took our profit, and we're done. We're out. I'm out of here. I'm waiting for the next setup. I'm hunting for it. So that's just something you gotta realize. Again, I'm not playing every single indicator so hard. We lost the 200 EMA too, so that's double. That's another reason why I'm not longing it right now. So again, I've basically been doing charts and stocks for years, and so this is like what I do. So you develop like what I call chart stamina. Is in the beginning, maybe after like 5 charts, you get tired or you get bored. But the more you practice, the more you do it, the more you study, the more you learn, and the more passionate about it that you are. You might be looking at 200 charts a week or a day. Like I know one of my former mentors, teachers, she looked at like 500 charts a day manually, right? She's a pro. So, you develop the skill with taking breaks and such, but you'll develop the skill. V-chain fading down, the downtrend. Not super oversold, so I'm not really interested in that. Almost done here. Stellar basically back to support. So this whole leg is over. SHIB it really does jump out at you though, because we just looked at 15 in a row, and then you see this one. It's yeah, that might go. ALGO is just now consolidating to the side. So this, you could tell nobody really knows about the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Is it going to go up or down? Well, the key is you want to buy low, sell high, right? So as a long, you're looking for low value. Is this low value? Just simple yes or no question. Is it at the support or at the resistance? At the support, okay, maybe I'll put a little bit of money on this trade. Very simple. That's it. You risk 1%, 1% risk. Is it the greatest time right now? No. If this was like Monday afternoon for me or Tuesday afternoon, then yes. But heading into the weekend, it's debatable. But it's here at the support level, so I'm very interested. Right here. 16% upside on ALGO. If not, it's a negative 16%. Then I'll be very, very interested in ALGO down here. Link, head and shoulders resistance. $18. All right, so we covered everything on my USA list here. So just want to say thank you so much for watching and joining and donating and supporting and commenting. I hope this live stream has helped you for stocks and crypto, for TA. Again, it is a holiday weekend here in the USA. It's President's Day holiday on Monday, so the stock market USA is closed. The banks are closed on USA. There might be less volatility this weekend. We have a bunch of current event catalysts going on. We're still in stock market earnings season. There's a lot going on right now. So let's stick to our tools and our process of technical analysis, and to help navigate your way through this uncertain time. Now's the time to utilize your process. The tools: support, resistance, trend, risk management, emotional control during this time. That's the key right now. All right, everyone. So I hope you have a great weekend and a happy trading. And I will see you next weekend, probably next weekend for the stream. Maybe, hold on, let me just triple check that. I don't want to give a false information out there. Probably, there's it. Okay. So I might stream next weekend or the 28th. So this stream is in place of next Monday's stream. So I'll probably be back on the 26th, 27th, or 28th. Okay, everybody? So hope you have a good week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.